Hi guys, my name is Corey Simmons and I'm going to teach you how to use Gumroad to sell just about anything regardless of your level of experience. Um, so whenever I say that, I mean like you don't have to know anything about web development to start selling stuff with like a nice layout, and it's super easy. Like they say, like their slogans, it takes the hassle out of selling things so you can focus on making things, and I think that that's pretty accurate. They make this as easy as possible to sell things either through a little store that they create for you, which is really just your profile with a bunch of your items that you've uploaded, or you can actually just take a link, change the destination of the link, and it'll create like a store that doesn't take you away from your site. So that's pretty awesome. And it's just so easy. Like you put a JavaScript file in here, you change the link, and you instantly have a store that will work on your site. It won't take you like off to somebody else's store or anything. So let's get started. Just log in. If you don't have an account, click create an account, or you can just log in with Twitter or Facebook. So I'll just log in with Twitter real quick. This is your dashboard. Now if you go to gumroad.com and you're logged in, you'll see your dashboard. It shows you your balance, like how much money you've got. You need at least $10 to get paid out. It tells you right there. Click on products and it'll show you all the products you have listed. Click on analytics and it'll show you some cool stats about your store and your products and how they're selling and all that. Settings has stuff like your profile, how you want paid, if you want to do a direct deposit to your bank or PayPal. Buyer information, so like if you're going around and you're buying things from Gumroad, you can go ahead and put in like all your payment information in here, and then you don't have to like re-enter it. You can connect with various social things. You can customize it so your profile is like it has a different button color and background color. And then the rest of it's pretty much focused on your products. So I just want to go over that real quick and show you, and now we'll get into actually creating a product, uploading it, and turning it turning our store into like a real functioning store. So what I'm going to do is I have a couple products here. I've got a PDF which just says my PDF on it, and a search icon, so which is a vector. So let's go ahead and add the PDF. And what you can do is you can either upload a file, or you can click on this little button right here and just put a link in there. So let's add our PDF file. I'll go over to products, just upload that. Now I can set a price right here. I'll go ahead and say it's $2, and this is supposed to have a check mark on it, but whatever. So now this is my product editing tab. I can upload a cover image, and you probably should. They actually even quote some statistic where people buy more stuff if you have a product image, and it makes sense. So I've made some. So let's see. I'll upload my PDF, and this needs to be 670 pixels wide. At least from all the modals that I've seen, like all the little pop-ups that they show you, they're 670 pixels wide. So I'm assuming that's how wide it needs to be. And we'll say you can add a description. So then it tells them what they're going to get. So whenever they go to look at your product, like the little pop-up modal that it shows them, they'll actually see this. It'll say, you'll get a PDF, and it'll tell them the size of the PDF. It'll tell them how many pages it is, and under the file options tab, I think that you can just upload or update the file that you uploaded. So if you decide, oh man, that's a bad version of that, I need to patch that and then update that file, then you just click there to update it. And then we can save these changes, And right now we're in draft mode. We can go ahead and publish at this point and get our links and all that stuff and start sharing our product. So I mean, that quickly we were able to make a product and start selling it. But let's go through all these other tabs just so we can kind of see everything that you can do with it. So under the options tab, you get this URL, and this is the URL of your product. So whenever you publish, you'll get a URL like this. You can just give it to people, and they can immediately go to the product detail page and start checking out your product and potentially buy it. You can specify the permalink here. So if you don't want like a randomly generated one, you can say something like web design book, or something like that. I'm just going to leave a randomly generated one. You can limit your sales. So if you're selling physical goods, you can sell physical goods on here too. If we go back over to the edit tab, actually if we go to the products button up here and we click add, anytime you create a product, you have to give it a name and add a file. So, or a link. So this might be confusing if you're selling physical goods. You might not know like what file to upload. Like if you're selling a T-shirt, like why do I need to upload a file if on the next page I have to add a cover image and they get to see the T-shirt anyway. So what you can do if you're selling physical goods is you can either you can upload a picture, like a different picture of the item, or Gumroad suggests that you send them like a PDF or something, like a receipt that says, here's your receipt. You will receive one T-shirt, or you will receive one medium red T-shirt on this date, or we'll ship it out this date, and you bought it for this much. So yeah, you can just create a receipt, or if you don't want to do that, you can just upload a picture, pretty much anything. But you do have to add some sort of file. So that's what Gumroad suggests. So anyway, that's what you do whenever you sell physical goods. So back to the options tab for our PDF. We can limit the sales if we're selling physical goods. So right now it's infinity, but let's say you've got just 10 shirts and you forget to set this, and 30 people buy this shirt, and you've got all their money. You've got to issue 20 refunds now. So if you're selling physical goods, make sure that you limit the sales, and as people buy it, it'll automatically take it out of your inventory. So that's pretty nice. And then you can specify where you're willing to ship to. So you can say, I want to limit sales to 10 T-shirts from the United States. So I'll only ship to the United States, or within the United States, and I've just got 10 of these. If you're selling digital goods, obviously leave this as infinite and ship to anywhere, because it's email. So then you can also specify like if you want this item to be visible on your profile page. So if you go to gumroad.com/your username, this is your profile page. And if you don't want a certain item to be visible on there, just uncheck this. I'm not sure why you would, but I don't know. Maybe you've got pictures of yourself or something weird that you don't want to show people. Then whenever the person's checking out, they'll get like a little user purchase form thing where they have to enter some data about themselves. By default, it's their email address, and they have to have their email address in there, so you can't get rid of that. Whenever they're checking out, they need their email address so they can receive the download, or the file that you uploaded for them to download whenever they bought the product. You can, if it's a physical good, just click the require shipping information button, and now you've got all the information you need to physically ship a good. And if you want to collect more information about them, just fill out the add custom field stuff, and you can say something like first name, do you have a dog, you know, like if you're selling animal supplies or something and you want to see if, you know, they'd be interested and you want to market to them in the future for like dog toys or something like that. I don't know. I'm not very good at like the whole business stuff, but you can decide if you need custom fields or not. Beyond that, we've got offers, which are just super easy coupons. So, you know, here's my product link, this SHYS, and I can create a coupon that's like, you know, 10 off, and then say, you know, they get $10 off. And then anybody that I give this link to, they get $10 off of whatever they're buying. If I want, I can check this add offer field to purchase form, and up here, under the user purchase form, they can just input 10 off. You can also specify a number of these that you want to give away. So you could say like something like, you know, okay, my book cost $100, but I'll give, you know, $25 off to the first 100 people that order it, and you could just, you know, put that in there. And you can add multiple, you know, you can add as many coupons as you want. So it's pretty easy. It's very nice. Variants are so let's go back to the t-shirt example. Variants will let you specify like a size and a color. So, you know, let's say this category is size, and I want to say, you know, large, medium, small, and you know, large shirts take more fabric, so I'm going to say $2 extra for those, and then that's it. And now let's say I want to add the color. Say, you know, red, blue, black. And then again, you can specify the quantity. So if you only have like three large t-shirts, you can do that. If you've only got enough ink for, you know, 10 blue shirts, you can do that. And, you know, it doesn't get any easier than that. But we don't need any of that stuff for our little PDF, so we'll just move on to receipt. This is the receipt that prints off whenever they buy something. You can change the title to it, and you can add your own custom little message in there. But that's pretty much it for the receipt. Whenever they buy something, both you, the seller, and the buyer, will receive an email. Under buyers, you'll see them pop up here, and I'm assuming that whatever they filled in on the user purchase form will be, you know, displayed over here. So if you say, you know, first name or something like that, then whenever they check out, you know, they'll have to fill in their first name, and it'll say you know, their email address and their first name. So I can't swear to that because I've never actually sold anything with Gumroad, so I haven't seen the actual buyer's tab with any information in it, but I'm assuming that's how that works. And then you can email customers. You can just write them whatever message you want and just send an email, and it'll send off an email to all of the people that bought your product. Let's see, attach product to this email. Okay, so like if you need to update your product, then you can come in here, click File Options, click this button to update the file, and then go over here to email customer, say, hey, it's been updated, and then check the attach product to this email box. So then you can send that off, and that's cool. And it's even got like a little boilerplate thing right here. Usually like it fills in some stuff right here, but maybe I've messed something up. Anyway, so uncheck that since we're not updating it or anything. Okay, so now we've created our product, we've checked out everything, all the features that we might want to customize, and we don't want to customize anything. So let's just save that product and then click publish. And now we get this link up here. Again, this link will take you to the product page itself. And on this product page, you can change the button color and you can change the background color, and it'll detect if it's a dark background and change your text to so that it's still legible. It's not super great, but colors are pretty hard in CSS, so I don't blame them. You can also add a background image and tile that background image. To be perfectly honest, I have a lot of problems with this panel. Like it's pretty glitchy for me. Like anytime like I try to add a background image or tile it or do anything like that, it always messes up. But to be fair, I have the same problems with Twitter's design your profile panel on various computers, and so I don't know. That kind of stuff just seems like it's really hard for places to get right. But so anyway, I just set this to some really basic stuff and just leave it alone. But this is what your actual product detail page looks like. You get your big cover image here, shows you the price up here, the title, your description, and what they're getting, the size of it, how many pages it is if it's a PDF, and then a brief profile, or your profile information about the seller. So if somebody decides that they do want this, they just click I want this. They put in their email address here, their payment details, and then they click pay, and then it spits out that receipt for them. Here they can just click directly on this link to automatically download the file. They can tweet about it or share it on Facebook, and they can even go back and buy it again if they want to buy multiple versions or copies of it. Like I said, the seller will get an email and the buyer will get an email. In the buyer's email, it'll say you bought my PDF on Gumroad or something like that, and I'll provide them with this link that they'll have in their email forever. So that's what the product page looks like. And so again, they can share on Facebook instantly. They can tweet it instantly. And then this is where it gets cool. You can put it on your site. Sorry. So if you uncheck both of these, it'll just give you a link that just links directly to your product. If you check button, it'll give you this script tag right here, which if you know anything about HTML or whatever, you can put it in your HTML file, usually at the bottom with your other external JavaScript calls, and then it gives you the link up here. So I'm assuming that this script right here, this gumroad.com.js, gumroadbutton.js, I'm assuming what it does is it creates this pretty Gumroad branded button for you with the title of your item, which is probably pretty nice in a lot of situations, because eventually this Gumroad thing is going to get pretty big. It's too easy and too good not to turn into a really big thing. So eventually people are going to start seeing this and be like, oh yeah, I've got an account with Gumroad. That's a legit service. I can easily buy this. I've already registered and have all my payment information. I'll just click that button. So the button's useful in that way. But what's really cool is the overlay thing. And if we just click on that question mark next to overlay, we can see an example of it. So what this does is you put this script in here again, except this one's not Gumroad button, it's just Gumroad. And what it does is it finds any links to gum.co, and it converts those into these overlay links. So whenever you click on it, it'll pop up an iframe. So this isn't on your site. So whenever people are checking out, there's no real chance for them to for anybody to hack it and change the prices or anything, because it opens up an iframe. So it goes to Gumroad's servers, and then from Gumroad they do everything. So it opens up this pretty modal, and the thing about this is this is I guess the only downside to Gumroad at all is that you can't really customize this. So pretty much every single Gumroad site you see, or every single Gumroad product you see on the internet, your detail page is going to look like this, which it's not ugly, so it's not bad. And you know, it's so easy to do this. Like, you know, that it's totally worth the trade-off. So you just put your script in there. You add a link, and it works. So let's go ahead and add our search icon product, and then you'll have our PDF and our search icon. Then we'll link them up real quick just to show you how it actually works. So let's go back to products here. We'll add another one, and you can kind of just see how fast this really is. Oops. Just charge $1 for that. And you know what? I don't want to charge $1 for it. I can enable pay what you want by adding a plus to it. So I'll just put a plus there, and then up here you have to enter what, like a suggestion. You don't have to, but you can. So I'll suggest that people pay $1 for it. Now, whenever people go to buy this product, they'll, you know, it'll say, you know, man, you should probably buy this for $1. I mean, it's worth $1. Like, I understand if you're, you know, hard up right now, but if I were you, I'd at least pay $1. And people can decide whether or not they want to do that. So again, you know, just save these changes, click publish, and that quickly I've got this link that I can just start dumping in my site. So first, let's grab this. Let's grab the overlay script, and whenever you click on this, you just have to copy the whole thing. And so let's go down here after all of our other JavaScript calls and just insert that. Let's get rid of this link since we really just need the JavaScript down here. And now we can go up here and delete all these dummy things, dummy products. Okay, so now if we go back over to our shop, we've got these two items here, our PDF and our search icon. So let's just grab this search icon URL, and over here where, you know, we've got our search icon stuff, we'll just replace all these links with the actual link to the product page, and then refresh. Now if we click on the buy now button, we get the modal pop-up. And the colors you can specify, I believe, for each product, or maybe just each page. I'm not sure exactly. Like I said, this thing's screwy. But anyway, so like that easily, we were able to, you know, we just included a script, we changed the link to go to the actual product, and now we've got this shop that, you know, actually functions like a shop. People can actually buy things, and, you know, it's pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and add our PDF. Oh, you have to click on it. Just grab the link right there. And oops. Okay, refresh. Now if I click on my PDF, I can buy my PDF. So, I mean, it's that easy to make a shop. And I made this layout with Jeet, and you know, it took about 5 minutes, and it's not awesome, but it totally gets the job done. And now if I want to make icons, or if I want to, you know, write a book or whatever I want to do, I create it. I go to Gumroad, I add the product, I add the script file, the Gumroad.js, not the Gumroad button, but just the Gumroad one, so it opens up the overlay. And then I just pop in the URL for the actual product. And I mean, that's Gumroad, man. Like, it's that easy. Once you start selling stuff, you can check out your analytics, and you can actually like click on this to see, you know, each thing that you're selling, or each product that you're selling. You can check as many products as you want just to get analytics specific for them. You can see how you're doing over time. You can specify like a custom date range. You know, you can check out all kinds of stuff, like where they're all coming from, how many of them are getting to your actual page and then are leaving because let me refresh that real quick. You can see how many people are actually like going to your or viewing the product, and how many of them you're actually converting. So if you're getting like a 1% conversion rate, then a lot of people are going to look at your product and for some reason they're getting turned off and they're leaving, like whether it be the price or your description, or the PDF only has 2 pages, or something like that. So or your cover image. So you can change a lot of things about your product pages if you notice that you're getting a ton of views, like so a ton of people are interested in potentially buying it, but then nobody actually buys it. And you can see like where all your traffic's coming from. So if you are getting a ton of referrals from Facebook and nothing else really, then you can concentrate your efforts on your Facebook marketing, and just capitalize on that since you're already big there. If you notice that maybe you've got like you're selling a lot of things in Japan or something, and nowhere else, so like you're big in Japan, then you can sell you can like kind of play on that and create like custom coupons and even custom items and stuff that are more marketed to that demographic. So like it's just so easy. Before you get paid, you need to fill out the payout information, which is either your bank account information or PayPal. I don't suggest you use PayPal. Gumroad already takes 5% plus a quarter for every transaction. And then PayPal on top of that would take, I think, like 2.9% plus 30 cents. So you want as few fees as possible. So just run down to your bank, ask them for your routing number and account number, and plug all that information in. And then the way that they pay you is, let me see real quick. If we go to FAQ and then how do I get paid? So you will be paid every other Friday for all sales up to a week before that date, and you have to have at least $10 in your account. So I guess the week before you're not going to get paid for those sales, but everything before that you'll get paid for the next Friday. So anyway, that's a quick introduction to Gumroad, and pretty much covers everything. If you're a cool developer and you want to customize your shop even more, and maybe even get rid of the overlay and all that stuff, then you can check out the gumroad.com/developers, and they've got all kinds of stuff that you can hook into. You can be alerted anytime that somebody buys something. They've got an API with like all kinds of cool stuff you can do, and maybe in the future I could do a tutorial on NetTuts for this kind of stuff. But for right now, like all you web designers out there, now you have access to make stores. So anytime like your aunt wants to sell lemon cakes or something like that, then you don't have to like shoot her down anymore, and you don't have to like go out and like waste a bunch of time with like WooCommerce or something like that. You can just quickly create like an HTML site, pop in some images, give her a Gumroad account, and she's selling stuff. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed the lesson, and you'll keep coming back for more, and have a good day.